congratulate you both because your film, Hedgehog, is going to be showcasing at Dances with Films. How excited are you?
Very excited.
Yes, we're super, super excited.
Well, let's start with the beginning of it. Citlalli, you're part of the producer, Mitry, writer, director. How did you guys decide to make the short film happen?
It happened rather quickly. It happened last year, probably 2 weeks into a conflict between Russia and Ukraine. I was born in the region. I was born in Belarus, and I immigrated to the States when I was 15. So I still have quite a bit of family and friends in the region. In fact, I have a lot of friends on both sides of the conflict in Russia and Ukraine, and I found that overnight they stopped speaking to each other. And so that was partly what really propelled for me to start this project. And then, of course, 2 weeks into it, there was a magnificent humanitarian speech by President of Ukraine, Zelensky, who actually made the speech in Russian. And he pleaded for the Russian soldiers to surrender their arms, surrender themselves to Ukraine, and where they would be treated like human beings, not the way they're treated by their own army. And combined, those two things really propelled me to come up with this rather delicate story, and Citlalli made this happen.
And why you wanted to make this happen too?
Well, Mitry, he's not just my writer director, he's also my husband. So I was also pregnant at that time. And we decided that we're going to make the project before the baby comes out. So we started preparing for it. He wrote it in 5 days, and then 6 weeks later, we were already in production.
Where was this filmed?
This was actually filmed in Maryland, in Ocean City, Maryland.
There is a production company that is close friends with us. It's Unseen Productions. And when we started with the development of the project, we called them, and they were like really excited about it, and they wanted to be part of it. So we did that with them in Maryland, in Ocean City.
In indie world, a lot of it depends on who funds your project and who stands behind your project. And these guys, they said, get in the car and we'll find you money to make this happen, because it's a very important story to tell. And so we took a leap of faith and we jumped in the car literally right after writing this project. And we went over there and we were able to get funding.
This is a lovely way to portray empathy. What not better than a child, because a child is naive and doesn't really know or fully aware of what's right, what's wrong, malice. So can you tell me about how you decided to portray that vision?
Well, indeed, it's a very, very delicate tale to tell, because the question that one may ask after watching this is, well, who is at fault here? And I thought a voice of a 6-year-old child coming in with that innocence would be able to best tell this type of a tale to what happens to human lives once they're entangled in this war thing, and what happens to all human lives on both sides of the aisle.
Because at the end of the day, no one really wants the war. It's just like a very bad situation that the people is in, and the people that it's suffering the most are the common people, not the politicians, more the people. And we wanted to make sure that that message goes on the film.
You're right. No one wants a war. No one wants to lose their loved ones. But yeah, it's one of those where everyone just kind of acted like they were supposed to, kind of just part of their job. In this case, the Russian soldiers, they're just doing their job. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they signed up for. They didn't anticipate this to happen. And then Ukrainians having to step in and defend, their country. So I appreciated that aspect of your film.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now let's talk about the young gal. How did you find her? Because she showed this really wholesome personality.
Well, partly we got a little bit lucky because it's sort of like the world conspired to make this film happen. And we saw her headshot, and her eyes were just so magnificently, they were speaking to us. And then we looked at her, we said, oh my God. And we wanted somebody who spoke fluent Russian and Ukrainian. Obviously, Ukrainian would have been better, but Emma is fluent in Russian and she learned Ukrainian for the part. And we felt that those eyes would be able to communicate to the audience and have that empathy live with them.
Mm.
And you know, when she came in, she was just total pro. Like she was wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
And what about the soldier?
Vlad is actually from Kazakhstan. So indeed, his first language is Russian and he spoke fluently. And the story spoke to him quite a bit. And I felt that he embodied the look of what per se a typical Russian soldier may look like. And the chemistry between him and Emma was just so right that I felt this would be a very good combination on the screen. And when we played a little bit prior to the filming, it just seemed to hit it off. And, you know, I was really hoping this would happen live when we actually start shooting, and thank God it did. It was lovely.
Yeah, the cast was actually made by Zoom. The casting we did it on Zoom. So it just turned out great when we were already in production.
Now, the interesting part is Baba, the grandmother. This is actually her first role. She has never done acting in her life.
Yeah, she's not an actress. She's from the town of, she's in Berlin, Maryland. And her house is just next to the location that we shot. And she's from Ukraine.
Her parents are full Ukrainian, and her first language is Ukrainian. And so it was just, again, like a world conspiring.
And she's also an artist. So most of the things that are actually on the film are her things from her house.
All the stars aligned for you.
Kind of happened, yes. And of course, including our amazing team from the co-producers with Unseen Productions, with an incredible editor, Chris Witt, phenomenal composer, Ali Hellenwein, Mark David, incredible director of photography, and William Tabino, who did an incredible sound design on this.
And our production designer, Deidre, and our co-producers in Ocean City is Dave Messick and Simona Calin. So it just like the whole team came super fast, and we're super happy.
How quickly did you get this shot?
So, well, he wrote it 5 days. We did 6 weeks of pre-production, because the moment he finished the script, we got in contact with Dave, and he loved the script, say, bring your car, come over, and we'll make it happen. So 6 weeks later, we were in production, and then it was like, what, 1 month, 2 months of post?
Yeah, we were done with the film pretty much because we had to wait on post-production a little bit, but by August we were done.
Yeah, it just happened very, very quickly. And
4 months, I think, altogether.
And also, well, we had to do it that way because the baby was coming.
That's right.
So.
Well, congratulations. Which there's a good chance with a lot of like brilliant short films to bring it as a full feature. Where would you put more in depth of the story?
That's a great question. I think ideally, if we were in a position to do this, let's say tomorrow, we would probably want to see this being as part of the of an anthology of diaspora stories of Ukrainian war or Ukrainian war stories, where this would fit into ontologically into 7 or 8 vignettes that would tell stories of people who are victims of war and the bystander circumstances, what happens to them and how their life are changed as a result of this insane conflict.
Mm-hmm. That's not an answer I anticipated, but it's a good one. I think I like that one better than the one I anticipated.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say the bond between the soldier and the girl and the more in-depth development. But I like your idea better.
I wanted, as you saw in the film, I wanted to create a certain sense of subtlety. It's not very dialogue-y, and it's almost, it was intended that way. And I wanted a lot of things to happen off screen so that audience was able to feel it even more. And in that respect, an anthological way, I would love to weave stories in a way where the major things happen off screen, but in a way they intertwine with what with the way they go about it, sort of kind of like weaving a tree, if you will. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, I appreciate your time and talking about your film, and please invite people to come watch the film.
So we're going to be playing in June 26th in the Chinese Theater at 4:45. And yeah, we're going to be there also for the Q&A. Also, Elina, one of our actresses, is going to be there. She plays the mom of Nina, the young girl. And yeah, we'll love everyone to come and
we will also, obviously the part of the crew who are locals that will be here.
Yes.
The director of photography, Mark David, will be there. The composer, Ali Ellenman, will be there. William Tabano, who is the sound designer, will be there, and the Chris Witt editor will be there as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. And also we would like to invite everyone to check if they cannot make it to this one. We're going to be posting in our Instagram like the next screeners that we're going to have, and that's the Hedgehog film. That's our Instagram. Also on Facebook, we're the Hedgehog Film, and our website is thehedgehogfilm.com.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you again for your time.